What's up, Hot State? Right now we're over here with Mama T. We're in an undisclosed location right now, but she's about to show us a few things. She's gonna cook some stew.
Yeah, Ital stew.
Ital stew, and she's about to harvest some medicine from her garden. So check in.
Give thanks and praise. In my iron skillet, I have some olive oil, about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, heating up in there right now. I'm also gonna add my little trinity that I usually start every meal with is tomatoes, chili pepper, onion, and then I'll add some garlic too. But as you see, we just harvested from our garden most of what we're getting that we didn't get at Roots Kalihi. Roots Kalihi is an organization, a non-profit organization that is in the Oahu of Kalihi and serves the Kalihi community so beautifully. From farm to table, they have a farm way up in the mountains that they grow food, and they serve the community. They have a grant for feeding the kapuna, and they also give vegetables to the community, as well as selling to anyone who wants to go there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I recommend it. They are really living ancient ways in modern days. I talk a lot about that when I'm saying what we need to do as a society here in the island community to be sustainable. We need to really enact the Ahupua'a land division, so that each land division could be modeled like after what Roots Kalihi is doing, because they're feeding their whole community with food up there, and they're teaching people how to make healthy food, and they have services and resources for their community.
It's also in a unique area. It's right in KPT, which is like really the heart in the Kalihi area.
Yeah.
So that's really good. They're really embedded inside of the community.
They are, and they serve from their hearts and soul, because it's not a money-making endeavor. It's from their passion and their hearts to really heal the community. So I have mad respect for everything that they do up there, and inspired to do the same. And that's what we are wanting to do with our nonprofit that I'm starting with my sister Audrey. You probably met her. She worked at Umeki too. She was one of the cashiers there.
Okay.
But we've been longtime sisters, and her children are like my children, and my daughter's like her daughter.
So talk about the nonprofit.
So the nonprofit is called Love in Action, and during COVID we just started feeding the houseless, and we have a free pop-up store that is a free store. And in that pop-up store, it's held at Banan right now, but we want to do it all over the island. We want to take it to different locations, and we have such nice donations from people in the community. We have really strict guidelines how people, like things that you want to, like how you would go to a store, so it's clean, no stains, no holes, and it's like beautiful. Like a lot of new mamas have been getting their baby clothes there, and people donate anything from diapers. It's so beautiful.
It's important. You just added looks like the onions, tomato, and garlic.
Yeah, now
it looks like the cast iron is very hot. Is that important to have this cast iron or cook on a high heat?
Yeah, so the cast iron is very important, because if you're cooking on aluminum, aluminum is very toxic for our body temples, and iron is a mineral in our body that we're quite deficient of, so it's really nice to get iron in our body. But however, if you're using aluminum, aluminum is very toxic for our brain. It deteriorates. It's linked to Alzheimer's disease. So I recommend that you invest in a couple of these iron skillets. You can even find them at Savor sometimes, and the free store gets some pots and pans sometimes too. But Get rid of those aluminum pots and pans because they're toxic for you.
You heard it. Mama T said get rid of them.
Get rid of them.
Get that cast iron.
I keep my ingredients pretty simple. We're gonna just stew this down. I do have a curry powder sometime, but I thought I would make it like a Thai curry, red curry this time. And we're gonna also put some of my favorite Ethiopian bear spice in there. I love the Ethiopian bear spice. It's so fono. Any kind of starchy you have, like potatoes, cassava, ulu, kalo, and we're gonna put in our some chickpeas in there.
I don't think I've ever tried cassava before.
Cassava is so delicious. My goodness. And we're gonna keep stirring this up. I'm gonna add some of this curry paste once it gets going. Then we're gonna add our greens. Put it top on. It doesn't take a lot of effort to make a healthy meal. You can bang this out in 20 minutes, really, and cook some side rice with it. But today we're gonna cook some fried dumplings with it. That's something that in Jamaica we eat regularly.
So currently you have your own business as far as cooking? Is it the Ital Kitchen?
So Ital Kitchen is a long, ongoing thing that I've done. I used to have a cooking show on Olelo, and that was called Ital Kitchen. And you can see some archive shows. It ran for a long time on Olelo. A lot of the customers at Umeke would come and say, I watched you from Olelo, Ital Kitchen. And I would have guests on and talk story, like Paula Fuga came over and cooked with me. Now, Ital Kitchen really is my butter bar business. Ladies love it because it takes away fine lines, it takes away wrinkles.
It's like a beauty, it's a beauty, but a natural
moisturizer bar that is like magical from creation. Yeah, it's really, really powerful stuff. I have devout customers from all over the world that say that they have testimony on my Etsy page that it's just changed their lives. So we put some of the bele in there. The bele is the edible hibiscus, the South American hibiscus that we harvested earlier. And we put the moringa in there, the kalamungai. That's powerful medicine. And we're gonna put the okra in there. But before I do that, we're gonna put some of the Thai paste, the Thai chili paste.
You said that's your favorite, one of your favorite pastes to put inside.
No, this is not. This is like bear.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the Ethiopian spice. It's like a chili, Ethiopian chili, and oh boy, is it ever delicious. It's so good. Can you do me a favor and move all of this okra to that right there?
Sure.
And I'm gonna put my composting scraps in there. All right.
I wish you guys can smell this, but the smell is amazing. And the colors in there too, it's very vibrant. You said earlier,
eat a rainbow.
Eat a rainbow.
Yeah, eat a rainbow, you are what you eat.
You're right, exactly.
I'm a rainbow, you're a rainbow.
We're rainbows here.
Yeah. And we live in rainbow country.
Yeah.
All right, next up we're gonna put some of this coconut milk. And I need to go get some water because we need to put a little bit of liquid inside there. Before I do that, we're gonna put a little bit of this brown rice syrup. Just a tiny bit. It balances the hot with the spice.
It's amazing how such a little bit of a certain item can help balance out the flavors.
Exactly. It's like Samoan too with the coconut milk.
Yeah, it looks very familiar to me.
Awesome.
Very interesting. And you can see the ingredients very simple. However, it's going to be very effective, and I can't wait to try it because I definitely want to show you guys how this thing's going to taste because I'm looking forward to it.
Ital stew. Wait till you dip a biscuit in there.
Is Jamaican food a fusion of another
it's
influence?
West Indian food.
Okay.
West Indian, but there's many cultures that live in Jamaica. So you have African, the West Indians, you have the Arawak Indians, the native Arawak Indians there. This is vegan butter we're gonna put in here. There's a lot of different Asian cultures, a lot of Chinese people moved to Jamaica too. Their slogan motto is "Out of many, one nation." So, just like us.
Yeah, absolutely.
In Hawaii, we're like that.
So you actually make the biscuits in the pan?
Yeah, we're gonna fry them.
Wow. Interesting.
They're
Okay.
so ono. Work your hands. Now, everything is energy. I say that all the time to everyone. So when you come into the kitchen, you come with a joyful heart because you're transferring anything that you... This is all energetic transfer. And that's another way that food can become poisonous. If you have malice in your heart or anger or resentment, or if you're sick physically, you transfer that energy into the food. So you come with a joyful heart. You come with only intentions to... Anyone who eats the food is going to feel that love and that vibration. And love is the most important ingredient into anything that we make. So we're gonna add some of this little water, keep moving this around.
So you said you were building up your immunity.
Absolutely.
So talk about that.
Well, it's interesting with all of the COVID stuff going
Yes.
on. Not once have I heard mass media really talk about, you know, how to take care of our body temples so that we can fight off any kind of diseases that we're faced with.
Right.
We know that the COVID has a 99.9% recovery rate, but it's those with compromised immune that are vulnerable to this. But they are also vulnerable to heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. And so these are the real issues that we need to talk about with our communities. Because most people aren't eating real food. Real food comes from the land. We're a fast food nation, and we're eating food that was never intended to be food. I mean, one example is spam. It's like a #1 carcinogen, causes cancer, and that's a staple here in Hawaii.
So exactly, it's a staple here in Hawaii, and it's something that's been passed down, you know, tradition as far
Yeah.
as like families eating that.
Yeah.
How do you say we break away from something that's been embedded in people and the kids that's growing up?
Well, one is education. Spam was created as a World War II food ration, a ration food that wasn't meant to be around for a long time. It's 17% actual real meat, and the rest is fillers and carcinogens, and could feed a lot of people and fill the bellies, but it wasn't meant for mass consumption, and it's a carcinogen. It actually causes cancer. So when we start to realize that, and we start to change how we see food and our relationship to it, like our ancestors did, then things change, and we have a responsibility for not only ourselves. It's a self-care, self-sovereignty, it's self-love, but for our children. Like, we want our children to be healthy, and for the next generations to be healthy. So it's a responsibility, it's a kuleana, it's that we all have.
These are
These are fried dumplings.
fried dumplings going into the oil.
Yeah.
Nice. I like how you shape them in.
I gotta make sure I don't
So
get
cool.
any of this liquid on top of my fried dumplings because I don't want to splatter the oil. But this is stewing down nicely, guys.
And it looks nice too. That's amazing.
A lot of people start to get things like autoimmune. For me, what I started feeling is that my battery was being drained. I felt an energetic, like I just don't have energy. That's what I kept saying, like how weird it was, because I'm like a hummingbird. I have a lot of energy, and I just felt like my battery was being drained. And then I got adult onset acne that was all through here, and I didn't even have acne as a young girl. And I looked on the Chinese face map, and I could see where that it was linked to my lungs and small intestines. Prayer led me down a deeper hole, a rabbit hole, but I found out that this woman, this Dr. Jennifer Daniels, and Dr. Robert Kassar, and Dr. Charlotte Gerson say that all of us have parasites, and that up until the 1930s, every American household dewormed, got rid of parasites every 6 months. And this knowledge has been swept under the rug. It's been kept from us as the masses, because a population who doesn't deworm is a sick population. Like, things start coming up, autoimmunes, eczema, all these things start coming up, and there's pills for it, and there's profit off of it. So when I found that out, it just made sense to me. Like, of course this would be hidden from us, because then we're not healing ourselves, and it's just a natural thing. Like every household used to do it. There's things that you use like castor oil. There's even pure gum spirits, which is turpentine. People use that to deworm. I use the seeds of the papaya. I use hydrogen peroxide. I use, when we increase oxygen in the body, the parasites cannot live in that environment, and then they just leave the body. A lot of people get grossed out and they don't even want to hear it, and they're like, "Oh, aren't you grossed out? You have parasites?" And I'm like, "Aren't you grossed out that you're keeping yours? I'll get rid of mine." So like, you better handle that, because eventually, what happens is they populate in the ileum sacrum, and that is the most common parasite that we have here in Hawaii, which you can get from anything, like anywhere, anything you can get, is the Ascaris roundworm. And one Ascaris roundworm can lay 200,000 eggs a day inside of us. So what happens is they populate in there, and then they go to the lungs, and then they can go all different parts of the body. They control our cravings.
So if you want to deworm, you gotta go check out her
Evict
Facebook
parasites now. And I help dozens of people. I don't tell anybody what to do, but I'm happy to share my story and happy to answer questions and help any way I can.
So it seems like a lot of times what the pills and all that, that's just it's not even healing. It's basically just treating like a symptom, or suppressing it or numbing it for a while until it's not actually healing the root problem of it.
Exactly.
And this right here, these foods,
right,
the medicine.
We're choosing medicine foods that are going to eliminate that. So, for instance, there's a lot of young Polynesian men who get gout here in Hawaii.
Yep.
You know, young, but they take the medicine and they're like, "I'm good, mama. Like, I got the medicine, so I can just still keep functioning eating." But what happens is you get to a threshold and the medicine no longer works. Right. And then you're in trouble because you're getting to be older. The medicine threshold is higher. You're taking stronger medicines with more harsh side effects too. And that's not the way to operate, because soon that medicine won't help you anymore. And gout can get so bad where you're like, you know, there's worst case scenarios we don't even need to talk about.
Right.
However, you have the power. And a lot of times, these things that are made in a laboratory, pharmaceuticals, they're derived from plant medicines that we are given here. For gout, the noni is so powerful. The noni can flush out the gout, and you can use the leaves as compress if you get a flare-up. You heat them up and then you wrap them around your ankles, and it's really powerful medicine.
Yo, this is the hospital right here. It's the Ital hospital right here. Healing at every corner.
Yeah, following in my... Ooh, look at our biscuits are looking good.
The biscuits are looking amazing right now.
I know, they're all flaky and buttery.
It looks like it's added some volume to it too.
Yeah, because that's the baking powder we put in there.
I see. Nice.
Our biscuits are almost done. I'm going to turn these off and I'm going to go get some bowls and I'm going to taste that, and then we can have a little sample of everything.
Looking forward to it.
All right. And I'm going to move those biscuits. This needs salt in it. Oh, can you just imagine dipping a biscuit in there?
Yeah, I can see it. Nice.
It's nice, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna just... Need salt.
You get amazed of the food, the things that you come up with, the things that you make, and
I give all glory to Jah. I don't even try to take credit for it. I feel like it's just spirit.
So you're just a vessel that
just
communicates.
A vessel. Yeah. It's really ancestral. It's just like, I don't know how I know how to make African peanut stew, but I do. Taste yet? Tasting good, guys. Okay, I'm gonna take these dirty dishes up.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give it a try now. Wow, the consistency of the biscuit.
Flaky.
It's flaky, has a nice crust on the outside. And let me get some of this right now.
And the cassava with it. The gravy. Now we gotta get Todd to come get his bowl so he can eat some with us.
Wow. The flavor in this right here, it's amazing. I can't help but smile.
Ital is vital.
I can taste the love that's in this right here. So as you remember earlier in the segment, she
Made the bush tea
from a lot of the ingredients from her garden. So we're about to give it a taste.
It's medicine. Juice every day.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you too.
Be careful, don't burn yourself.
I can taste all the herbs in there. It's like,
The tulsi basil is what is super aromatic in there.
so forget about all the teas you've ever tried. This has a very organic roots feel to it. Like,
Powerful medicine. It's a blood purifier, anti-cancer. People heal cancer by drinking these combinations. Soursop leaves.
there's a bit of sweetness in it.
That's the tulsi basil.
Oh my gosh, the little, it's like a hint of
Yeah.
sweetness. It's amazing. The more I try, the more I can taste with it.
Love you, family.
Cheers.
Take care of your body temple. Love yourself. Love yourself first so you can love others the way Jah wants us to love each other.